Welcome to this brand new episode of the program Guest in Town. Today, we are going to discuss on the banking sector of Nepal and the Indo-Nepal relationship in economic perspective of Nepal. For this, we have the guest of our town from India, and they are, to introduce them, they are the Managing Director of State Bank of India, Mr. B.Sriram. Similarly, Deputy MD of State Bank of India, Mr. Siddharth and Gupta, and the Chief General Manager of the State Bank of India, Mr. Sujit Varma, and the Managing Director of Nepal SBI Bank, Anukul Bhatnagar. Let me welcome them. Welcome, sir. Welcome you all.
Thank you.
Just to begin with, share something about this experience in Nepal, sir, to start with you.
No, it's been a wonderful experience coming here to Nepal, and this is my first visit to Nepal, and I'm really looking forward to spending these 2.5 days here. Not only reviewing the performance of our Nepal SBI Bank, but also to meet up with customers, meet up with opinion makers, government policy makers, central bank, press with you, also with the industry at large, to take home as to some of the learnings that we can get out of this, and try and build a relationship for the Nepal SBI Bank for the future. I'm proud that we are doing extremely well as a bank.
How do you analyze the current situation of SBI Bank, Nepal SBI Bank?
SBI Nepal has been doing extremely well. It is one of our 7 subsidiaries that we have outside of India, and it is one of the best subsidiaries that we have. Some of the parameters that they have clocked over the last year has been very, very good. For example, the return on assets of almost close to 2%, return on equity of over 22%, and overall the business and the advances levels have started to grow in a way in which we are foreseeing a good future for them. The level of stressed assets has also been kept under control. There is very little of gross NPAs, just about 0.1%. Net NPAs, of course, are 0. And we are quite happy with these achievements of the bank. We are also quite proud that the average age of the bank is less than 30, it's about 28. And we have a lot of fresh young blood in the bank who are looking to take the bank in a different way, in terms of putting in digitalization as the core of various activities of the bank, to drive and to create new products and services that will give us convenience, which will give convenience to the customers at large, and also bring a lot of productivity improvements for the bank. So all in all, it is quite a good performance so far. Also, one of the things that we in SBI do, and I'm very happy that they do it in Nepal SBI as well, is the connect with society in terms of giving back to the society as much as we take from it, in terms of participating in in ventures such as corporate social responsibility. And we have today we did donate a few machines for
ATM machines,
not ATM machines, cleaning machines to Pasupatinath temple
as per CSR,
yes, CSR responsibilities. So, and some of the initiatives that the bank has done, is one of the 2 mobile ATMs that we have inaugurated today.
So that is the IT initiative that bank is taking.
There are 3 or 4 IT initiatives that has been taken, rolled out today.
So what kind of?
One is, of course, the mobile ATMs. In areas where we don't have branches or ATMs, where people would have to travel a distance to come to the nearest branch or to the nearest ATM. These ATMs will enable the customers to transact, even non-customers, where people with other accounts with other banks, to transact and get money, or to make take avail of other services that the ATM gives. We have also today launched better improved services in the ATM by way of if you like to donate to the Prime Minister's Relief Fund or to the Pasupatinath temple, you could make it directly from your ATM rather than wait for do some laborious ways and means to do it. And these are all customer friendly sort of initiatives that the bank has taken. One of the key initiatives that has been taken today is the launch of the what we call the payment gateway, e-payment gateway. That is
What is that, sir? Can you please highlight?
You see, that facilitates both trade and non-trade transactions between India and Nepal. What we have done is to give a straight-through processing gateway between branches, banks in Nepal and to their accounts in India. And that is anybody who has an account in Nepal will be able to directly transfer money into their accounts in India.
SBI branches or any other banks can be?
At the moment, through SBI, Nepal SBI, whichever is linked through the gate to Nepal SBI, will be able to transact to any bank in any branch in India.
So that's how this is going to. So that's how this is going to help the Nepali people and the country.
Essentially, this is going to help all the people in business for doing transactions, sending money to their counterparties in India. And their counterparties necessarily need not be in branches of SBI. They can be account holders in any other banks. But they can use this gateway, which is a very seamless way of transferring money, because the current system that we have, and that is not seamless, and there are delays. It's a high-cost system. So this is going to be a seamless, cost-efficient system, which is going to deliver a huge amount of value to the users of the system. So the other banks should also be kind of getting onto the payment gateway. We are already engaging with the other banks, so I believe this is a great facilitation to the customers of Nepal that we have.
Nepal as well as India.
As well as India.
So that from Nepal also they can use such kind of facility.
In fact, the other way around, the flow of funds from India to Nepal will be the second stage, because there are a large number of Nepalese working there.
So, do you have some other product and services focusing on Nepal?
We have, in fact, as we have launched several other products today, apart from the mobile ATM, the payment gateway, and also the mobile banking and the wallet, which was already there since 2012, but was not very popular because there was no branding to back it. So what we have done, we've added some new features and also made it very customer friendly and user friendly. And we have now given it a name, Mero Sathi, Mero Vishwas. And so we have branded it and we have launched it again so that it becomes popular and it becomes more and more acceptable to the, particularly to the young customers. So it's another very user friendly product, and I'm sure as we go along, we will add more features onto it. There are already utility payments that you can make. You can also make donations. You can transfer funds from one account to the other. You can also make payments, to your relatives, to your friends. So it's a very convenient and a user-friendly and a technology-backed product. And now everybody has a mobile. So it's like having a bank in your hand.
How many mobile ATM vehicles that has been provided to?
Currently, we have launched 2 here.
Do you think that is sufficient, sir?
No. We have, to start with, we have launched 2, and we will also have to see what is acceptability, what is the use, because there are a lot of, it's a capital intensive, a lot of expenditure goes in it, and we'll see how the usage is and how whether people are the hits are adequate, and if the usage is good, we will maybe look at adding more ATMs as we go along.
Anukul said, how we will be using that?
These 2 mobile ATM vans, we have one for Kathmandu Valley, and the other, because the second city in Nepal, Pokhara. The other will go to Pokhara Valley. And we have a system where we have actually analyzed where it would be used. So whether it is for the tourists or for the students or for our pensioners or for anywhere else it is required, even for financial inclusion. So we will map it accordingly, and going by the kind of response we get, that is how we'll work out. Maybe we'll add a couple of more machines. Also in this platform, other services can also be sold, in the sense that later on we can have an internet laptop, a mobile laptop where other facilities can also be provided to our customers and non-customers.
Nepal in 2015 went through the massive earthquake, similarly blockade and different crises. How to analyze the overall scenario of Nepal SBI?
We started working from the next day onwards, and we had set up special counters at the airport as well as at the borders, where exchange facilities and our ATMs are also provided. So we kept on giving seamless service, and then because the economic slowdown and blockade and other things, we utilize that time to strengthen our IT platform, to train our staff, and to slowly get to meet our customers and analyze. So when this now busy season has started, we are actually overwhelmed with the kind of response we are getting from the customers who are trying to join up with us.
Do you have any scheme for the victims?
In two ways. One is through our corporate social responsibility platform. In Sindhupal Chowk, we have gone and donated a lot of clothes and other equipment. Also, for earthquake victims, through the Prime Minister's disaster fund. Last year, we had collected and handed over the check for about 7 crores Nepali rupees. And almost a similar amount, about 5 crores, we have already got collected, which at an appropriate moment we would be handing over to the Prime Minister. And otherwise, the government's initiative for earthquake relief, whether it is by finance or by providing training for people to get employment, we are with all the government initiatives and the banking initiatives.
Siddharth, do you have some future plans?
Yeah, we have fairly large plans for Nepal. As you heard the MD saying that this is one of the best subsidiaries of SBI outside India. We have 7 subsidiaries outside India. This is one of the best performing subsidiaries. So for us, this is something that we look at very closely. We are paying more attention to this bank, also from the parent bank in SBI. So out here, our mantra is, we have a global presence. So our mantra is, think global, act local, and go digital. Okay? Because Nepal is a very young and energetic country, and the people here need to be served in a particular way. So we propose to kind of increase our customer engagement through the digital channels that we have at our disposal.
So how do you analyze the overall business sector of Nepal?
I think there are 2 significant areas in which there is immense scope from what I've read and interacted. One is, of course, in the infra side. Infra would include both power as well as the hydroelectric power capabilities that the country has, and also the other infrastructure facilities that could be focused on. And that gives us a significant area in which banks can participate with the government in improving that infra side. The second, infrastructure development. And once that happens, I think then the country is in a position to leverage that to improve other facilities like manufacturing and other things. The other important area is the area of tourism. In some way, I guess there is a huge tourism potential which probably the country is working on. But I'm quite sanguine that there is unexploited potential is substantial. And going forward, as part of our strategy in the bank, we would like to see as to how we could also improve or work side by side with the government to improve tourism for the country. In addition to these 2, there is what I learn is that the amount of unbanked population is pretty high. For a young population, I think that is significantly that needs to be significantly addressed. The number of people with bank accounts need to be almost 100%, as the world, mostly in the world, everybody is going towards that. And in that sense, we find as from the bank that there is a significant potential for us to include most of the population into the banking service sector. And once that happens, it opens for the economy a big area opportunity, because once you link a person with the bank has its track record, and thereby schemes and products of loans and advances for an individual becomes that much more easier to give. So once you do that, once you have these 3-4 focus areas, I'm sure there is enough scope for the economy also to do much.
Do you think that every individual in India is being able to have access in the banks?
You may have heard, we had a massive program of financial inclusion, which was called Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, by which the banks helped the government in not only in opening accounts but in surveying almost every village in the country and making sure that at least one account is opened for every household. And that was a massive program which was a big success, and it was we achieved 100% success on that program. So the question next was that once you have done that, and there was about 60-65% of those accounts had significant balances. As I said, that once you have that balances and once the transactions start to happen in those accounts, then using the data, using the records, now using the digitalization of products and services, we can offer, even without the person asking for a loan to a financial inclusion subject, loans and advances that relate to his activity or his trade. And that is what is the second step. There are other significant, things that we can mix with this. One is, of course, some of the social sector remittances that go as part of subsidies or as part of direct benefit transfers, or even as part of connecting an insurance product or a pension product along with this savings account. So once an account is established, a person's history is developed in the bank, and thereby the bank customer relationship is leveraged to enable the person to avail of all the other services to his welfare as well as to the welfare of the society at large.
I want to know something from the Sujit sir, that how Indian government is been adopting the policy that every individual in India should get access in the banking sector.
As the MD has just said, that
I want to add up something more.
All the banks participated in that program and tried to open as many accounts as possible. So the banking coverage of the population has now gone up drastically up. So it is really now, initially it used to be 40-50%, now you can say it's almost 100%. So every household now will have a banking coverage. And another thing that the government is using this financial inclusion is the subsidies that it is releasing. Earlier it used to go through the cash system, and there were a lot of leakages in that. So now they are using that direct benefit transfers, that what we call it a DBT. So all these subsidies to the to this target group is being released through this financial inclusion program.
So can we say that the Indian banking sector has reached to the grassroots level of...
It has, in a big way it has. We still have some ground to cover, but I'm sure in the last 2 years I think we have made tremendous progress.
But Anukul sir, it's very different in Nepal. What is the reason behind this, that we have not been able to reach the grassroots of Nepal, even the nooks and corners of the Nepal? I guess it's only 32 districts that Nepal SBI Bank has covered. So what about covering the whole district?
Well, we have a plan there right now, not many other districts to cover. Since the way forward is through the digital mode, we will be using our POS POS, that is point of sale technology. We will be using that together with branchless banking and our digital outreach to reach as many people as possible. So we are quite open to this idea, and we are in active touch with NRB. Wherever any assistance is required, we would be up to it.
So I want to know something, that why Nepal is not been able to reach to those grassroots people or the rural population, the banking sector of Nepal?
And from my understanding, the banking sector is both informal and formal, and the number of banks is quite huge, 197 at the last count. But you have class A, B, C, D, that kind of. So you have banks which are into microfinance, you have banks which are into local area banks, then you have smaller development banks, and then full universal commercial banks. What we need right now is to use the technology and the capital, the power of large banks to help out the smaller banks and get into all these areas. Smaller banks are not able to provide all the facilities. So I believe this is in the mind of the financial regulators here.
Nepal SBI Bank has been awarded with Industrial Peace Award. It is all basically in the backdrop of HR. Do you have some more plans for the capacity and skill enhancement of the employee?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, again, in the HR area, Nepal SBI Bank has done some very path-breaking work. This is again one of our foreign operations where the level of turnover is very low. People join this. This is one of the sought after employers in Nepal. People join the bank and they look for a career We have a career development path inside the organization. We believe when we practice nurturing people, there are numerous programs for HR development. The parent bank SBI has a huge training infrastructure. We are plugging in, the SBI Nepal is plugging into that infrastructure for upskilling and training our people out here. So, and we will continue to do this on an ongoing basis because we feel that human resources development is the way forward for any major organization for achieving its objectives. So that is something that we propose to continue on a very, very sustained level.
Sriram sir, how do you analyze the overall banking policy of Nepal? Since it's been long that you have been working in Nepal.
It has to be, both hands have to clap, in the sense that policies alone will not help develop banking infrastructure and banking services. The commitment of the bankers, of the banks, has to be that much more. And as I was saying, you see, the success of the banking financial inclusion in India was driven by government and the central bank policies, plus the commitment of the banks, and the model that was put forward to do the inclusion in a structured and a time frame which was at the initial moment thought very, very aggressive, but at the end it was achievable. Now I think some sort of a similar model in terms of bringing in business correspondents and facilitators as part of outreach program for the banks in Nepal will be a good model to follow, and this will only increase the reach of the existing banks in areas which are unbanked and which are hard to reach, so that combined effort of all of us will surely ensure that the banking services are brought at a very, very affordable cost, and in a way in which it is much, much more convenient to the population at large.
Are you in the process of merger or not?
No, we are not seriously considering any merger. At the moment, we are looking at growth on our own. We are currently about 61 branches in terms of network. We are looking at increasing it to over 100 in about a couple of years, and we are trying to spread out in various districts. We will surely ensure that digital services are provided across, not only physical branches, but also products through smartphones, feature phones, and other such devices will be promoted. We are also looking at increasing and enlarging the base, ATM base of the bank, currently about 83, and we surely will try and reach about 125. The ones that we are unable to reach for some reason or the other, products such as the one that we launched today in mobile ATMs, I think will help us in spreading out. So we are quite hopeful that the bank can on its own grow into a large bank and cater to a large section of the Nepalese population.
So at last, if you have got something to share with your customer,
no, I would like to thank the customers at large for supporting us, for banking with us. I would like to encourage them to increase their products, increase their relationship, to refer to us some of their friends and other people who have not yet experienced the service of Nepal SBI Bank.
What about Siddharth, if you have got something?
Yeah, in fact, to add to what MD said, I would also like to submit to our customers that we are present in 37 countries across the world, and we are there to take care of your requirements, not only in Nepal and in India, which is just next door and which is easy for us because our core competence is in India, but we can take care of your requirements in 37 countries. We are present across the globe in all the continents, so we would be delighted to support and help you in any one of these countries that we are present for your banking requirements.
Anukul sir.
I would like to thank all my customers, and I would like to assure them that whatever expectations they have, and we'll be fulfilling them, and we'll try our level best to give them absolutely world-class services.
Just if you have something.
From the parent bank side, we would continue to enhance the level of engagement. We would like to bring in the latest products, the latest services, and also the best practices. So whatever we offer, not just in India but globally across our different offices, we would also like to replicate those practices, those products, and those technology in Nepal, so that the customers benefit. And we would like to be the market leaders in IT and also in the products and services.
Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks to you as well, the audience, for your time. Please do stay with us for more news and entertainment packages. Keep on watching Himalaya Television. Namaste.